Now, more of Tracy Smith's conversation with former President Bill Clinton.
So last time we spoke was November, and in December you had a health scare that landed you in the hospital.
Yeah, it turned out to be no big deal, but it was, uh, I basically kind of lost my balance, and I knew I was sick, and I went to the hospital and checked in. They said I was severely dehydrated, and I got great care, and I left the next day.
And how's your health now?
As far as I know, it's great. But when you're older, you have to be more careful to stay hydrated.
Speaking of aging, there's this book that came out that talks about Joe Biden and the people around him seeing that he had cognitive and physical decline. Did you ever have a moment with him where you thought maybe he was unfit to run for
No.
president? No.
I thought he was a good president. The only concern I thought he had to deal with was, could anybody do that job until they were 86? And we'd had several long talks. I had never seen him and walked away thinking he can't do this anymore. He was always on top of his brief.
You never saw any cognitive
No.
decline?
So I didn't know anything about any of this, and I haven't read the book. I saw President Biden not very long ago, and I thought he was in good shape. But the book didn't register with me because I never saw him that way.
Why didn't you read the book?
I didn't want to, because he's not president anymore, and I think he did a good job, and I think we are facing challenges today without precedent in our history. And some people are trying to use this as a way to blame him for the fact that Trump was reelected.
At this point, do you think there are any limits to President Trump's power?
Oh, yeah.
Who's stopping him?
The courts. The courts, including a lot of judges he appointed. And he is looking for ways to basically defy all these court orders. But I think he'll have a hard time doing that. And if he does, I think it will hurt him in America. I mean, look, we've never seen anything like this before in my lifetime. Somebody says, whatever I want should be the law of the land. It's my way or the highway. And most Americans don't agree with that. And I think, it will help if the Democrats win the governorships at stake in this year and can win the House back next year. But I think that he's paid a price for this, name calling and throwing his weight around.
What price?
I think it's made him less popular to the point when, look, only elections are going to change this. But I do think the courts are getting their dander up. I think that him shutting law firms out of representing their clients before federal agencies and in federal buildings because he doesn't agree with their position, that ain't America. We've never done that. The whole purpose of having a legal system is to have both sides be heard.
Do you worry that the only thing that unites the Democratic Party is a hatred of Trump? It's the only thing everybody can agree on.
If I thought that were true, I would, but I don't think it's true. I just think that most people don't have any idea, most people who are criticizing the Democrats right now have no idea how difficult it is to decide the right thing to do. I think it's not as easy as people think. That will come, elections will happen, and we will see. President Trump has a right to do what he thinks is right. He's doing it. The courts are doing their jobs. There will be other elections. But someone needs to stand up and say, damn it, what we have in common matters more. We cannot throw the legacy of this country away. We cannot destroy other people's trust in us. We need to preserve that and find a way to work together and not humiliate other people just so we can win. we got to just calm down and try to pull people together again. That's what I think.